I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I am moving out of my parents' place. We are just going to have a little besties FaceTime energy chat about this because I want to update you guys on my life updates, where I'm moving, all of that stuff, just kind of fill you in. I know a lot of you guys are in the same stage of life as me, and I kind of feel like we're going through these milestones together, so of course I got to share all the details. And then I also wanted to make this because I really try and create any videos about something that I want to watch but can't really find. I really wanted to make something that was just like a little FaceTime energy chat about living at home, living with your parents, because it's something that I've experienced for the last 2 years as an adult after graduating college. It has so many pros and so many cons, just like everything in life. And overall, I think it's just something that is not talked about as much as I wish it was. I feel like there's been a lot of things on social media that I've been seeing recently that are talking about it, which I love to see. Just like seeing other people your age going through the same experiences is so healing and so lovely. Like, it just helps so much with comparison, which obviously is one of the most difficult things to overcome on social media, because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm scrolling, I'm just constantly looking at other people and asking myself why my life doesn't look like theirs, and it's so easy to do. Obviously, I've made a lot of vlogs about just like living at home, showing my daily life, just my normal days, which honestly are very simple. And I don't want to use the word boring because I know that has a negative connotation, but in all actuality, like, the reality of my days is I live at home. I live in an area that is really, really far away from my friends. It's not somewhere where I can really socialize with other people my age. I don't have an established community here. Like, I don't know anyone here. Basically, all I do every day is wake up, walk the dog, log into work, sit in my bedroom and work for 8 hours on my computer, walk the dog again, make dinner, and go to bed. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love doing all of those things, and I'm very, very grateful that I am able to do all those things with my day. I really enjoy the routine of it and the simplicity, and I am a homebody. Like, I love being at home. I'm such an introvert. I love having my space, so I will never complain about that because it's so, so nice. But I'm also 23, and there's so many things in life that I want to do. Like, I want to make new friends. I want to go out to dinner with my friends. I want to go walk in a park on a Saturday and get a coffee by myself and sit on a bench and people watch. Like, I just want to be able to just go do that and do whatever I want to do with my days and have a space that's not only a bedroom that's mine, but a kitchen that's mine, and a living room that's mine, and a little work area that's just for me. I think that a lot of people have this kind of negative stigma around living with your parents when you're older, which I completely understand, because I think in high school and basically all of college, if you had asked me if I would ever live with my parents after college, I would immediately say no. I would immediately say no, and I would be like offended that you even asked me that, which is so embarrassing to think of now, because as I've realized, it's, first of all, not a big deal. Second of all, I realize it's a huge privilege to be able to live here, to save money, to have a family situation that is supportive, safe, and loving. I know I'm so, so lucky to have that. Oh my god, now I'm getting really emotional. Third thing is that it's actually really normal to not have it all figured out immediately after college. It took me almost a year to get my first post-grad job. The job market as a freshly graduated person was horrendous. I live in an area where there's not any job opportunity of things I want to do, so everything I was looking at was remote. Trying to get a remote job as a new grad was insanity. If you have been looking at all or in the job market over the last 2 years, I've even heard stories about people who are very well established in their career, like thriving, like doing so well, they cannot find a job. I'm not saying that that's for every single person. Obviously, everyone's situation is different. Your experience level, all of that is totally, totally different for each person. But that was rough. And so that was why I didn't move out immediately, because I couldn't find a job. I could not financially support myself. And as you may have guessed, the reason that I'm able to move now is because I'm finally in a place where I feel like I've saved enough. I am financially stable enough that I can know that if I move and something were to happen, I'd be able to take care of myself and not worry about it. I've been talking a lot on my channel and just on TikTok and everywhere. This is like, you know, our little bestie chats. But as you guys know, I've been talking about this, like the experience of living at home and everything, on a lot of my socials, because I feel like it's something I just want to talk about more. It's something overall that I'm, again, so grateful that I have the opportunity to do, because I have traveled so much in the last 2 years, like more than I ever have in my life. I've gone to so many incredible places and had so many amazing experiences, and that's because I was living at home. Like, I wouldn't be able to experience those things if the situation was different. So I'm really, really grateful for that. But I also think that it's completely normal and healthy to want to branch out. Go, oh my god, now I'm gonna get sad again. Okay. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if you find yourself in a similar situation to me and you are lucky enough to have a great family situation and be able to live at home and be able to save and become stable enough to support yourself, obviously that is such a blessing. I think it's also totally okay to give yourself permission to want to leave and live your own life and go do your own thing. That might sound really obvious to some people, but the reason I'm saying this is because, I don't know, maybe you haven't heard that. As with a lot of things, whenever you talk about anything on the internet, I have gotten negative comments from both sides. People telling me, A, that I'm really, really selfish for wanting to move out of my parents' place, and B, that I'm selfish for staying. You really cannot win. You cannot win. This is my life. And if this is, you're watching this and you're in the same situation, like, this is your life. And also, everyone's situation is completely different. And unless you know them personally, and maybe not even then, you don't actually know what their situation is, what they're going through, what they're dealing with. Especially rental prices in this day and age. I am not about to judge anyone for saving money on rent. Like, absolutely not. That's something I've realized in the last few years, because it is insane. It's insane. If you've looked into renting at all, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Did I think I would live on my own in a perfect apartment with a perfect job in the perfect city when I was 21? Yes. Yes, I did. Here we are again 2 years later, and now the universe is like, okay, now you actually get to do this. This is so cliche. I know that this is how the timing had to work for me, because looking back, I realized that this was just how it was supposed to be, if that makes sense. I'm grateful that everything worked out like it did. Okay, now that I've done that entire spiel, hopefully it wasn't too sappy or cliche. But you guys know me, that's just how I am. Like, also, I literally will not stop yapping. So, you guys know what you signed up for. This is just me. We're okay with that. We love it. Time to get into the tea, if you will, okay? If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, obviously you know I've already said it like 17,000 times. I've been living at home for the last 2 years after graduating college. My goal that entire time was to be able to get to a point where I was able to move out, and finally here. I'm so excited. I'm like emotional about it, but also every time I say it out loud, it sounds completely fake and not real to me at all, which is something I actually talk about with my friends a lot. I don't know if you guys ever have this. Literally, when exciting things are happening in my life, or like big events, they don't feel real. Like, I feel so detached from them until they're actually happening. And sometimes even when they're actually happening, I'm like still detached. I should probably talk to someone about that. But as I'm saying it right now, it sounds so fake, even though I literally have signed a lease. I have signed the lease. Like, it's mine. Okay, that's insane to say. That is so insane. If you guys are wondering why I'm moving now, I know that's probably going to be something a lot of people are curious about, or if you are in the same situation as me, how I was able to know that I could support myself and like move forward and move out. So obviously the first thing is, I know right now that financially I feel good about being able to take care of myself. That was not true for a while. So coming to that point is honestly the biggest reason why I'm moving out, and also the biggest reason why I didn't move out until now. I really want to make like a whole little chatty FaceTime energy video about the actual details of like how much money you need to save, how much you need to make for rent, all of like the process of applying and all that stuff, just from my own personal experience, because I feel like that could be really helpful. And the little nitty gritty things is a lot of stuff I had to figure out by myself. If I can help you guys out, I would love to do that. Second thing, and this is gonna be really vague, but I feel like literally the universe just like picked up my life, shook it around really hard, and then dropped me on my head. That is such an interesting visual. And was like, here you go. This is the end of that. And I was like, okay, I guess we are having a lot of big changes this year. Again, I know that's super vague. Not something I really want to talk about yet. Maybe one day, but let's just say life in your 20s is insanity. I'm excited to share it all with you guys because what a roller coaster. What a roller coaster. Okay, I don't know what else to say about it. Obviously, I'm sure you guys are curious about where I'm moving, and I'm really excited to tell you. I also am genuinely really nervous. This is a place that people have very strong opinions about, but I realize that no matter what kind of choices you make in life, if you decide to share them online, a lot of people are going to have very strong positive and negative opinions. I have been really working on getting my own place for maybe like 2 months now. So it's kind of been an ongoing project. I basically started out with trying to figure out where I wanted to move. So as you guys know, I work remotely, so I can work from anywhere, which is such a blessing, obviously, but also for my personality, a little bit of a curse, because having to choose things and make such big choices is really hard for me. The fact that I could literally go anywhere was really daunting and overwhelming for me, but also obviously super exciting. I basically made a checklist in my head and just like also wrote it down of what I needed in a place to live in. So I really wanted to live in a city. I don't think being right in the middle of a city is something I want to do for the rest of my life, but for right now, definitely yes. Do I also want to live in a beach house? Absolutely I do. But I think maybe in like a couple years or like down the line. But right now, an experience I know I want to have in life, and especially in this stage of life, is living in a city in downtown. Like I literally want to be like in the middle of the buildings, be able to walk around, all of that. The other thing is I wanted to be kind of close to my family. Everyone's qualifications of what is like close in terms of distance, I realize is very different, because every time I talk about this, people have very different opinions on it. But my definition of close is like 4 to 6 hours on public transportation. That might seem really far or really close to you. I literally moved from Vermont and drove 14 hours away to go to school in North Carolina. So that was like a middle distance for me. I had to be able to live by myself. This is why it took me so long to pick where to move, because being in the middle of a city, walkable, nice area that I could also live by myself and afford to live by myself was basically like trying to put together the world's hardest jigsaw puzzle. I didn't know if I would even find a place that matched these criteria, but I was gonna try and do my best to hit as many as possible. So while I was going through this process of trying to figure this out, I actually, not really as a joke, but just kind of offhandedly, I made a TikTok that I also posted on Reels asking if there was a place like this, a city that people recommended that was affordable. It actually went viral on Instagram. I got so many comments, which was so cool, and I'm so appreciative of that. Like people sharing their love of the underrated cities that they live in, places that they think are just super amazing, which was so cool. Obviously, I am stalling because I'm scared to tell you. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be amazing. Without further ado, I am moving to Philly. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be so honest with you, until 3 months ago, I had never even been to Philly. Definitely never, ever considered moving there. This is so funny because everything always comes full circle. It was really close to New York, which I love New York and would love to be able to do day trips there. So that was a huge bonus because I would never be able to afford New York City. Maybe in the future, but definitely not right now. It's someplace I could afford to live in a studio by myself, no roommates, not have to have a car, like be able to walk or rely on public transportation on the East Coast and be 4 to 6 hours away from all my family. And Philly literally hit all of those boxes. When I posted that reel that like so many people commented on, someone commented Philly like really early on. They left a really sweet comment and I actually DM'd them and was like, hey, like I would love to hear more about why you love this city, why you think it's so great, because I'm really curious and like seriously considering it. It was so sweet because they responded and they said, oh my gosh, like 7 people have already DM'd me like coming from your video asking me the same thing. I'm so excited because I love this place so much. And that warmed my heart so much. I also have a few friends from school who moved to Philly after college. Obviously, like any city, there are not so safe areas of it. It is a city just like New York, just like Chicago, literally any city in the US. I did a lot of research on different neighborhoods and stuff. I think I found a place that I'm really going to love, so I'm so excited. I literally already signed a lease. I have my own gorgeous studio apartment in the most perfect location. It was another one of those moments where I literally walked in to the tour. I just knew it was the right one. I definitely want to make a video about the entire process of moving out, everything that I did, like literally a step-by-step guide how to move out of your parents' place. Like I want to make that for you because I really think it could be helpful, and I've already made some errors along the way that I can save you from, but I'm sure I'll be making more. We might as well both learn from my mistakes instead of just me. You should definitely subscribe. I'm going to be making like literally so much moving content because I love moving content and I have 2 years to catch up on, okay? And I'm used to doing a college move-in once a year. I'm in withdrawal and I need to make moving content.